Hello and welcome, Internet. I'm Glider. I'm joined here today with Black Templar, and today we're doing a analysis for the entire Season 8 playoffs. If you
Yep.
haven't seen Oathmaster and his weekly analysis, go check out his channel because he has been doing the weekly analysis for this entire season. So show support to him by checking out his channel. It goes by Oathmaster. So, Black, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, but for those who are yeah,
Your mic is cutting out, so just to let everyone know,
yeah,
my Black, he had a bit of a technical issue with his computer, so he was in the playoffs. I'll show everyone the playoff bracket in just a little bit. He will be replacing, which is now Scythe, to be fighting me. But unfortunately, with the technical difficulties in his computer not running correctly and blowing up in his face, sort of, not really. But he's got to get parts and he's going to get it in time. So he is out of the playoffs, and his replacement will be Roger. And considering the placements of the teams, Scythe is at black spot because he had more points in total versus Roger. And Roger is fighting off against Pirate Joe, which, like I said, I'll bring up the bracket in just a moment. But just to do a quick recap for the regular season. Hello, caveman. But just a little quick recap of the regular season. Because we don't do the regular weekly analysis. Might have to try to bring this back in the future. Us doing it. Because I do enjoy trying to do it every once in a while. It's so hard in the past because I was the work I was doing. But anyways, going through day 1.
yep. And hello, Galanteo. I hate trying to pronounce your name, buddy. I'll just call you Gale for short.
Don't worry, I'll butcher it as well. But yes, these playoffs has been very, very interesting. Actually, instead of going through this, let's just go to the leaderboard because the leaderboard kind of gives everyone an idea of somewhat of the seating of everything. Just to let everyone know, our system for the playoffs goes by wins having 3 points, draws having 1 point, and losses having a negative 1 point. So if you have a lot of losses, that can hurt your total score. If we have a tie for total scores, we go by touchdowns, injuries, and kills. And when I mean injuries, I'm talking about casualties inflicted. Just to make sure people don't get confused. So, something to know about the entire Blood Bowl League. The person who had the most touchdowns in the entire season is Pirate Joe, which is Marburg. I don't know why. You need to change your coach name to Pirate Joe now. But he had the most touchdowns with 29 or something like that. Okay, Grant, I could just look straight to his team.
He was. I mean, the thing is though, if we're gonna look at it in more broader terms, Joe's touchdown record has been
20.
phenomenal. I think I would even go on record to say he's had the most touchdowns in all seasons. To be honest, he's done the most in a season.
I don't think that's accurate. Grant, I'm actually right under him with 27, but 28 I don't think is the most because we had that super monster season in like 3 or 4. Those two were insane. We had so many games. So
yeah, but if we're going to go by law of average, when 9 out of 10 most leagues are about the average size we usually have, I would say in that kind of bracket sense, Joe has had a very phenomenal season. I mean, his team's been phenomenal, but with the playoffs and with who he's going to face, that could all change.
Well, heck, speaking of this, let's go ahead and break down the bracket. Let me show this up to everyone. This is our playoff bracket. We got our first seed of Pirate Joe fighting against our 8th seed, now Roger, with the Chaos Dwarves. So Lizardman versus Chaos Dwarves. This is a rematch. I think they fought, actually, like just last week. If you want to be... Yep. So this is a rematch. We can kind of get an idea of the game with looking at this match itself, so we can kind of compare it.
Well, be fair in this matchup, this is a rematch, and I think Joe's probably cursing not only me but also the guy who's trying to fix my rig, which is probably cursing, thinking that he would rather face Scythe than Roger. Let's be honest, with the team he's got, I'm not surprised if that was what his mindset is.
If the past tends to repeat itself, if we compare what happened last game, it's going to be nasty. This is last game. I'm bringing it up right now. Let's hide this for a second. But yeah, this is the last game. We had Roger giving Pirate Joe an upset with a 2-0 victory for the Chaos Dwarves.
True, but you have to remember though as well. The thing with Roger Def is he is by far. I would have said right, and I'll be honest. If the thing stood, I would have said that Joe would have been the favorite to win it.
Oh yeah, by far. Like his team overall, considering the rest of the entire season, it's been very dominant. When I fought him, it was not a fun time for me. Granted, I was playing Elves, fighting a Bashy team, but in this game, Joe did not have luck on his side. Roger definitely had the luck on his side. Getting so many injuries. Well, not really so many, but a lot of KOs. A lot of he got a kill. I don't even know. I forgot who he killed. But either way, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Pirate Joe's team right quick to really break it down. Then take a look at Roger's team. And kind of get an idea.
Well, the thing is though, Caveman, because I'm reading what you see in the comments, buddy. You realize, Caveman, that if Roger does beat Joe, you're next.
Yeah, let me bring up that
You
bracket
survive against Molt.
one more time so you can definitely see it. So yeah, if Roger does win against Pirate Joe, yes, he will fight you if you win against Molt, Caveman. By the way, for people who do not see the chat, because I don't have it actually on this stream, we're talking to chat in live stream, just to let everyone know. Caveman is a player, and Roger, a lot of these people are players that's talking right now. So anyways, a lot of the upgrades that Joe has is getting countered by Roger's just default stats with the Chaos Dwarves. He has all this dodge. It's not going to really matter with the Chaos Dwarves. It's like, oh, great, you got dodge. That means you wasted a skill with the Dwarves. Oof. And something else is going to be pretty big kicker. The Chaos Dwarves is going to get a lot of petty cash in this game.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think that we also got to look at the fact as well that Joe has lost another advantage. His deep bench is now being slashed because also that one skink has cut out his deep bench now. So basically, anything he takes now will be forced into attrition damage.
Yeah, and it's just more stuff. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong flipping Chaos Dwarf team. Let me get that right. Let me look at the correct Chaos Dwarf team. There we go. It's still gonna get petty cash. I'm looking at the team that got decimated after one game. I caught it, Roger. I caught it. It's okay, man. I caught it. You're still going to be down a Chaos Dwarf blocker, though. Unless you fire him and rehire him, which I don't know. That might be something you might want to do, because, I mean, he only has guard. I don't know. It's up to you, Roger.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, it's one of those things where I wouldn't fire him, but I would say that it's 1K, and he's also got 100K to play with as well, if to use. And to be honest, this is the time I would say now. We're in the playoffs now. This is one shot to a finish. It's now all or nothing, isn't it?
Essentially, if you want to get any way further, yes, this is do or die time.
Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't buy another player. Man, I would say the best course of action would be either a chainsaw or a wizard, because if he can get a hold of those skinks and take them out quickly, the lizard men are gonna struggle big time.
Oh yeah, that's and I mean he has the tools to do so. Roger, he has a good chunk of kills for his statistics wise. He has 3 kills. It's not the most in the league, but still very hefty for a team. Compared to my measly 1 on my Elfin team. But he has the tools. He has the Mighty Blow. He has the this guy is a nemesis to all lizardmen with a claw Mighty Blow, and flipping his Bull Centaurs will automatically 2-die if not 3-die skinks with an assist. So his team is nasty, and he has a really good ball carrier, and he got to worry about a fouling Hobgoblin. With being down 150 petty cash, he can bring in a wizard if he wants to as well. I don't know if he will, but a wizard might be an option. Granted, the last few wizards he had has not been great.
Yeah.
I learned from experience when I was playing dwarves.
Yeah, and also for poor Roger, I mean, he was hoping to get vampires next season. Well, I don't think that's going to be happening now.
There's always a chance, but if you're not playing next season, then yes, you will not be able to play it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I kind of feel this match will decide who's likely going to get into the final between these two. To be honest, because I'm going to be honest, I don't see if Joe can get past Roger, minimal casualties. I
Yes.
don't see either Molt or Caveman stopping him.
Yeah, we'll have to break down that team next, definitely. But the biggest challenge for Joe is how well can he tank any punches? Because if a Lizardman does go down, like me playing Lizardman in I think it was season 3 or 4, I think it was 3. With me playing Lizardman, my issue was the Saurus. Like, once I lose one Saurus, it always seems way more harder to try to mitigate the amount of blocks. It's weird with Lizardman if you don't have flipping 5 ogres like Oath does. Then this team it can struggle against teams that have normal strength because your skinks you don't want them in the lines unless it's like the two that don't have anything. You don't mind them so much, but at the same time, if you lose players, the Chaos Dwarf team is just gonna punch you down anyways. That's the biggest thing is attrition. Who's gonna suffer more attrition in this game?
Thank God we don't have to see that abominational team anymore in Blood Bowl 3.
Right, yeah. Oh man. Who do you think is going to win this? And what's the deciding factor of it?
It's gonna boil down to, in my view, 3 things. 1, like you said, how well will Joe take his punches? Guaranteed there is gonna be fists flying. There's no doubt about that. Fists are gonna fly.
Oh yeah, and one other deciding factor is the Mighty Blow amount compared to each other. We got the Lizardman with only 2 Mighty Blow pieces, and we got the Chaos Dwarf team with I think 4.
Yep. And hello, King of the Cosmos. Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey.
But yeah, I would say also Claw will play a factor as well because
by far.
It depends if that Claw player gets going. If he gets going and starts literally brain into the sources and start picking them off, I think this is where Joe might suffer attrition. And also, this is also the big factor as well, is the inducement. What is he going to do with it?
Yeah, that's actually what I want to look right quick. Let's see. Let's just take a gander at the petty cash that the Chaos Dwarfs can actually take with 150 gold. So let's see. Where is the Chaos Dwarfs right quick? Because I am curious. That is something to definitely decide. I miss them. I always do that. Yeah. I always do that. Ogres.
If my memory serves, the Chaos Dwarfs has that blunderbuss player.
Found it. Alright, so I don't really care about this. I just want to look at the inducements. So we can kind of get an idea of what Roger's definitely going to get. So we got 150k. He can blow out some babies if he wants to. He can get another reroll, a wizard. I don't know. Wizard's a good choice here. You got a dirty player. You could put in a foul in the.
Well, to be fair, I mean, this is the thing about Joe. This is the thing about Roger. He's in a good position, and in my honest opinion, I would say bribe chainsaw combo might be a good option.
Yeah. Well, granted, Nabla is in. I didn't see how much cash he had. He could get Nabla, but last few times I've seen Nabla, he doesn't pay for himself usually.
He doesn't, but the thing is though, if Nabla can get into the back lines and absolutely go into town, I mean, the fact that he's got block and dodge means he's going to be near impossible to bring down because he has no taco, Joe, so he's going to be able to stop that. The fact as well that he could literally get to the back lines and absolutely terrorize the skinks, and if he gives him also a bribe, he has the money to do it, that Nobla is just going to cause wreaking havoc.
You know something Roger could do? Now this might be a bit of a stretch, and take it with a grain of salt, Roger, if you listen to it, because this is just an option that you might be able to do. You can take this guy right here, Zagharg Mad Eye, use him as a passer for 1/2, try to stall as best you can, and then throw it to your Agi 4 Goblin. That would be insane. He has Strong Arm, he has Hail Mary Pass, he has Pass, he has Agi 3. Yeah, it would be kind of funny to see that.
You know what's funny about this though? About this guy who's got the blunderbuss, right?
Yeah. It's secret weapon, so he's gonna get sent off, but yeah.
The thing is though, right? He's got a blunderbuss, yet his dwarven counterpart has a bazooka. How's that fair?
Uh, don't ask me, man. I don't design the game. I just play it. But yeah, you can go Nobla. You can go that guy. I mean, I think you actually have the petty catch. You could go with stab player, but I don't know if that would be wise.
Yeah, I would say he's got multiple options. It's either the wizard, or the Nobler bribe trick, or this guy. And am I having enough for a bribe?
Bribe is
You
100k.
get a bribe, yeah. But he's also got 110k spare cash.
Yes, he does. So he could get another bull centaur.
He could.
Yeah, he could. 150k plus 110. I think that's enough. No, it might not be. No, it's not. It's not. I might have saw that wrong. I think it's like 300 or something for the bull centaur. Either way.
Yeah. But he's got options, and that's what's going to be one of the major factors. Is that the inducements?
All right. So what do you think? Who do you think is going to win? Just a rough imagination of it, because this is going to be hard to really figure out this game without watching it.
I would say this one belongs. I would have gone with full stretch Roger, but depending on what he does, I'm gonna go with a 1-1 tie.
It can't be a tie. This is playoffs.
Oh, hold on, let me finish. In the main half, but in the overtime, I believe Roger will attrition his way to a victory.
Oh man, this is so hard because like if Nuffle goes one way or the other, it can really decide the factor of the game. Out of tier list wise, Lizardmen are better tier than Chaos Dwarves.
Yep.
But since the deciding factor is Mighty Blow Claw, the tackle does so much here. I'm gonna put a stretch here, and the bad thing is, whatever I say, they're both gonna blame me, saying, "You jinxed me! You jinxed me! You should have said that I was gonna win." This happens so many times to me.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Roger's team's just so scary. If Joe gets the ball, I think he can win. If Rogers gets the ball, I think he could win. But on average for players, I'm going to give it to Roger. It's going to be a really close game, and like you said, it's going to get into overtime probably. And will the attrition happen, or will the blocks be sustained and the armor not be broken? There's a lot of deciding factors here. Like there's a dirty player, hobgoblin. This guy is the biggest target for the Lizardmen. That and of course the bull centaurs.
And to be honest, I mean, this is what I like to call now, in playoff terms, squeaky bum time. The thing is, though, I mean, Roger could probably take a pounding.
Yeah, of course.
But Joe might not be able to. And if Joe wins but takes heavy casualties, could have him, in real deep trouble for future matches.
Indeed. Like, if Joe does win, which, like I said, either team can definitely win. I'm leaning towards Roger. Just because the tools that he has to counter Joe, like with his level ups, he has 4 swords with dodge. That's not going to matter with all the tackle. And he only has 2 mighty blow pieces. One of them doesn't even have block. It's the Croxagore that can go stupid and durr. So that's why, and that's a strip ball bull centaur that has to be worried about for those skinks. I don't think, there's no skinks with sure hands. So that bull centaur is Roger, you need to definitely use him as a safety, or at least somewhat threatening of the ball, so he can, or a backline threader. Like, say, for example, he goes to your backline, you can use the bull centaur to blitz him down, or whatever. You got to use him wisely. You got to think of your tactics wisely. That's for both teams, really. Positioning and tactics against each other is key in this game.
I would also stress that if Joe loses his 2 best running skinks, he's in major trouble.
Yes.
I mean, losing the block skink was a devastating blow, because that block skink was probably the only thing that was keeping him safe from half the shenanigans that Roger could do.
Yeah, it didn't help that the tackle was there for most of it, but yeah, the block skink was a key player for this upcoming game. But
like I said, I believe whoever wins this match would have the best chance of winning the whole thing.
Oh, I agree. For people here, you're right.
Because to be honest, right, no offense to Molt or man, no offense, guys, but I'm gonna be honest. You two don't really have the tools to really stop Joe if he gets through.
Well, Malt
really
does.
don't.
Malt does. But we'll get into that in just a little bit.
Yeah, but if Roger gets through, I don't know that it could change the tide, but it all depends what happens in our next match, which I think it's a perfect time to have a chat about these two. Don't you agree?
Yes, let's talk about our next match of Malt versus Caveman. And some tell us no. Both Joe and Roger has both been in playoffs. Neither one has won a season yet. So if they can win the entire thing, and this will be their first season victory. But anyways, let's talk about the next two players that have been in playoffs.
Before we go any further,
go ahead.
Before we go any further, Roger, you only got in because I was out. You better not screw up.
Yeah. That's true. But either way, back to what I was saying. We got Caveman, which is returning from a previous playoff season, I believe. And we have Malt, which is a previous season winner.
Yep.
So both these players are very experienced.
Oh yeah. This one's going to be a very interesting match. This is a age-old rivalry between Norse and Amazon, because for those who are unaware of the lore, the Amazons are actually Norscan women who had enough of the Norsemen and went south to Lustria.
That is very true.
So this is a family domestic dispute.
Which team you want to break down first? You want to break down Malt's team or the Amazons?
I would say let's start with Molt, because, to be honest, with Molt's team, I'm surprised he got as far as he did after the embarrassment he had against me, where I kind of nearly wrecked his team to pieces last time.
He's been through so many berserkers, and yet he has a level 3 berserker somehow.
Yeah, how the hell did he lose that many berserkers? I've never seen a team lose one positional player that much. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you need to drop the brackets so I can see the team.
That is true. There you go. But anyways, yeah. Looking at teams wise, yes, he lost so many berserkers. I think it's like 3 or 4 now. But this team is very nasty. Very low armor, and only 1 or 2 mighty blow pieces, 2 tackle pieces, but the mighty blow is not on those tackle pieces.
Yes. To be honest, those two there, the 2 tackle pieces, will be key to his victory.
They are definitely big things to worry about. I say the biggest thing in this game will be those tackle pieces and how great he can do with his runner, which he's been the MVP of this team. Minus the Yeti. The Yeti, it's just been a terror threat overall.
I don't know. I think the Yeti has been, in my honest opinion, and sorry Mo, but I'm going to be honest with you, your Yeti has been, well, poor. I expected better from the Yeti. I expect the Yeti to be nearly in the 30 SSP bracket.
All right.
The fact he's not even got his second level up, that just shows how bad the Yeti's been.
All right, let me define why I'm saying that the Yeti is also a key factor in his team. Number one, he starts off with claws. He already has a level up now, and he has mighty blow, which is not going to matter the claws for this Amazon team because they're all armor value 7. But the mighty blow piece being in this makes this Yeti 10,000 times better. Yes, his value of the Yeti throughout the entire season has not been great. We can both agree with that. But the threat of a mighty blow frenzy piece with claws for other teams, that is stupid scary.
It is, and I cannot argue with that. And the one advantage is also for Motus, he has a very deep bench.
Yes.
Which is going to help him a lot.
Yes.
Because, let's be honest, the Norse team have a horrific attrition problem.
That is true. That is very true. Let's take a look at the Amazon team right quick so we can kind of compare everything. The bench is not as deep. You are correct. So that is going to be another deciding factor in this game. Probably for pieces wise, there's just so much guard for this Amazon team. That's going to make the game a lot more rough for the Norse. They have some strength, but the guard is going to make it more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, the lack of attrition on the leg lickers is a bit concerning. At the same time, those four blitzers, right, are going to be a nightmare for any Norse player to get a hold of, because the one advantage he has over the Norse is that they're all dodge. So and also with most of these pieces being blodge, it's like, well, you can't out block them, can't out punch him, you're gonna have to be pinpoint accurate with your attacking.
Mm-hmm. I say really some of the deciding factors of this game is how great the blitzers are, how great is Malt's team going to be with the 2 tackle pieces and his 2 kill pieces, and how well can both teams handle the ball. I know both coaches know how to play the ball very, very well. Malt is an elf main coach, and Caveman he knows how to play the human teams. We've seen him play the Bretonians very, very well.
Yeah, he was just unlucky last season with Praetorians. I thought he was good. He was doing so well.
Yeah, and like I said, both players know how to play the ball very, very well. So they're very tactical. So another thing that's going to decide this game is attrition. I think the Amazon team has the tools to really do a lot of damage because they have a tackle piece with Mighty Blow. That's going to be one big deciding factor, and just like the guard, like they both equal the amount of Mighty Blow, but how quick is the Yeti going to go down? If he goes down, how quick is the Ulfwener is going to stay in there? Because there's one Ulfwener that has movement 5, but dodge.
Yeah. That is true, but we also got to look at the point as well with the 2 teams is, I kind of feel, I mean, if we look at the petty cash, that's also going to favor the Lakers a tiny bit.
They get 100K.
Get stuff. 100K. You could use that to get an extra Puffer carry or a bribe or a reroll.
That's true.
Or a chainsaw player. I didn't get is it Flung they get or is it Nobbler as well? Did they get? Which one they get?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
One of the 2 they get.
Let's go. Let's see. We'll look at this for the Chaos Dwarves. We might as well look for the Amazons just to see. I don't think they have enough money for it, but let's just take a look. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure they get the chainsaw guy, and if Caveman
have
decides to
enough,
go for a chainsaw,
they can get a chainsaw. He has strength 3, agi 3, armor value 8. That could be something. You have the money. You have 20K petty cash, so it's just another 10K. That's not super ridiculous. I don't know if that's worth it though. Like, it can be, but also chainsaws are so risky.
It is risky, but at the same time, you are facing an armored 7 team. The chainsaw, if it gets a good run out, it's going to do some serious damage. And if you want to cut the deficit quickly, like, put it this way, if that chainsaw out and it does a lot of damage, this team's going to have to focus on the chainsaw to get rid of it, because if that chainsaw just keeps motoring down players left, right, and center, it's like, right, I've got to get rid of him first.
Oh man, and dude, all the guard if you protect the chainsaw piece. Like, say for example, you get the ball, you put the chainsaw on the line right beside the Yeti, and you have guard pieces right beside him, and you chainsaw the Yeti. That's a big play. Just play 1. Oh my gosh, but you need it. Just a word of wisdom from a Goblin main or Stunty main / Chaos main. Chainsaws are risky. Use him either last or when you feel safe with the ball. just telling you from experience.
Yeah, but Molt could be, now, this is something Molt could do. Molt could decide, you know what, I've got 170K money. I might decide to buy my own chainsaw and literally run riot on them.
You know something else Malt could do? And this is this is kind of like more of a veteran thing. He could fire players and get rid of all that petty cash so he couldn't get a chainsaw. He can just fire this lineman right here. Just one lineman that has movement 5. That removes 50K from his team value, so he can't get the chainsaw now.
Oh yeah. At the same time, though.
Shush. All right, you didn't hear that, Mal. Don't think about that. Let him get the chainsaw.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. I mean, we gotta look at the point here with I mean, Molt might do that as well. He might have said, you know what? They're armor 7. If I can chainsaw a couple of the women out, I'm laughing. So he might decide, you know what? I'll take the risk and get a chainsaw and see what happens.
That's true too. I mean, he has the petty cash to do it. It's playoffs. Malt is a very wise coach. He might very well do it, or he might just save it and try to bring up the petty cash against the next team he fights. It really it's kind
True.
of hard. Like, do you feel like you can beat against Caveman without a chainsaw or any petty cash, or no, not petty cash, but any of your spare cash? That's the true question. Caveman's a good coach. It'll be tough to. That's just a hard
Thing
choice.
is, but the thing is though, if Bo does go for a chainsaw, yes, it means it gives Caveman more money and options. But it's one of those questions of risk and reward. It's like, do I risk, you know, Caveman getting more stuff, but for a chance to wipe out at least what 2 or 3 of his players?
That's true.
'Cause-
A chainsaw could wreck some of these blitzers because chainsaw says, "Oh, you have blodge? I don't care. I got a chainsaw." Boom.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's one of those where I feel that Moat might do that because we've seen Moat in the past take these kind of risks in the playoffs where he uses money to get a certain player, risks a little bit of a backfire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's really going to depend on what he does, and unfortunately, this is one of these games we really can't predict because we don't know what they're going to do with their inducements.
exactly. You're very correct. And like I said, changing the value of their teams is also a deciding factor. Either team can fire people to get more petty cash, or reduce the amount of petty cash another team gets. That's always been a strategy that I've done in the past. It's just a veteran strategy that everyone should know when they come into playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And of course, regular season, if you're seeing someone gets a lot of petty cash. I don't want you to get that really big guy, Morgan Thorg. Alright, I'm just going to get rid of one of my linemen. You're not getting that no more. So, who do you think is going to win? And what do you think the biggest deciding factor this is going to be?
Well, the biggest deciding factor is pretty easy. It's what they do with the inducements. That is the biggest factor in my view.
Okay.
But the winner of this match, I hate to say Moat, but I believe Caveman is gonna win unless you can find a way to get rid of these players quickly. Because if you don't, Caveman is eventually going to outspeed you and out-dodge you for the rest of the game.
Alright. Well, I'm going to have to go against you, so this is going to be a split decision between me and Black here. I'm going to go with Malt here. Alright, hear me out. Number 1, Malt, he's a previous season winner, so he definitely knows what the heck he's doing. Number 2, he does have the strength advantage. Number 3, his ball carrier is just way better than the Amazons is. Now, yes, can Malt's player go down? Yes. His runner definitely can go down. He has blodge, he has sure hands, but he only has strength 3. He has agi 4 though, and he has movement 7, so he can actually outspeed the Amazons on average. This guy's been really good throughout the entire season. Malt protects him very, very well. If Malt sustains injuries, hopefully, granted, knowing Malt, he positions his players very strategically. There's going to be a lot of things, and Malt plays the ball. He knows how to play the kill, but he definitely knows how to play the ball, and I definitely feel like Malt is stronger playing the ball against Caveman. This is just me learning how he plays throughout the seasons I fought him. Nothing against Caveman, but for ball purposes wise, I think Caveman knows how to do better killing. He has a team for better killing, even though Malt has the Yeti and one Mighty Blow piece, another Mighty Blow piece. But I think the biggest deciding factor for this game, yes, the petty cash can be something, but the biggest thing is the positioning of players and how they run around each other with for the ball. So that's what I'm thinking. Ball handling.
Yep.
But
Well,
I say Malt's going to win it though.
well, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, this will be a very close matchup.
Oh yes, it's going to be a match to watch. It's going to be a slobber knocker. They'll be punching each other. At least I would expect it to.
I would expect that because, no offense to you, Mold, but your dodging has been a bit, well, questionable at late.
The one's questionable is Scythe, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
To be fair, that's Scythe. Scythe's crazy, but we'll get to that as well, like you said.
But another thing is to the guard. And the guard is going to be another deciding factor. How well can Malt sustain against the guard? He's a good player.
Oh, yeah.
But will the attrition meet up to Malt? Or will he outplay Caveman with the ball? We'll find out in the playoffs. So either way, let's bring up our bracket once again. And let's take a look at our next game, which is the classic match of the humans versus orcs.
Ooh. This one, I'm gonna be honest. Ever since Daniel Bryanson got killed, I mean, no offense to you, Gal, but you kind of had some bad luck since your thrower got killed.
Yeah. Speaking of bad luck, my game against him. Well, it wasn't bad for either team necessarily. It's just no one got hurt, except that one guy that got killed for a second and got apothecaried.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, the Viking Elite are a good team.
Oh yes.
Well made, well balanced.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem I could see with that team is, and I'll be honest, is can he withstand the weather of blows that could come his way thanks to the orcs? Because we know Swen's team is a good punching team, and I do believe like the Viking Elite will be a very good team and a hard team to beat. Can they weather the storm of punches that is going to come flying?
Well, if we go back into the regular season and we look at the previous game, which yes, this is not the playoffs. The playoffs can be completely different from the regular game. We both know that. We've experienced it. It just is what it is. So, but we can get an idea of how things ran. So let's find this game right quick. It's going to might take me a moment because there's a few games. Leg lickers. Let's see. That's you.
You don't like those? You don't like those orcs, Roger? Well, you won't be able to get a hold of them unless you make it to the final.
If they make it themselves.
Yep.
There we go. It was a tie. So, yeah.
It was a tie, but this is the thing, though.
The injuries was the biggest thing.
Yeah. The thing is, though, for both teams, though, they're going to have to go at it hammer and tong. There's no ties here. They're going to have to go for it.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, and this is my honest opinion on this. I feel for the lower bracket side, between these two, one of these two could go far in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, by far. Definitely, either one of these teams can go all the way. Same with Roger Death and Pirate Joe. Those are definitely the big groups of the brackets together. And yes, I'm in one of the brackets. I can definitely say that.
Yep. And to be honest, I do believe that the Viking Elite will be one of the teams to watch. But like I said, if they can survive like the hail of punches that the orcs, you know Sven is going to throw massive punches.
Oh, he's been the entire time. He might lie to everyone saying, it's not that he wants to kill people, it's just the orcs are just hugging them a lot.
Yeah, right.
Gal is going to get 50 petty cash, though, so he can get a Bloodweiser Babe. He does have 150k in money, so that's something else to consider. Swin has 120k, and his team is nasty, too. He's down a Goblin, but he can get another Goblin if he really wants to. Still, like, the Black Orcs, he has 2 guard pieces. And this Blitzer, that is the deciding factor of this game, is that Blitzer. If he's in the game, Swin usually does win. If he's not in the game, Swin tends to actually lose. So, if I was you, Gal, get this Blitzer out of the game. Add G5 strip ball block. Get him out.
Well, that's true, but the thing is, though, if we remember in the last match that Sven was in, Sven really took a pounding in his last match.
He fought me.
Yeah, but he lost a lot of players, though.
No, he didn't. I KO'd people. It might have been the game before that.
Yeah, when he lost a lot of players, and it was like, he was not very happy with the fact of that.
Let's see.
He fought pretty sure in his last match. I think it was his last match. Something went horribly wrong, and
he fought against me. He couldn't get anything against me. He he got a few KOs, but they came back. And a lot of stuff was just happening for me for the ball wise, and was able to. I did my elf BS, and I was able to get around him and get the ball.
Yeah.
No one likes getting out-elfed.
Yep. Your last match was against Reichland, but I think Sven's last match was against. Who was it against?
Are you talking about Swin? I thought you were talking about Gal.
No, Sven. Sven was the one who had a massive, like, black eye his last match against him. I can't remember who it was, but it was so. I think.
Leg lickers.
Like,
Yeah. Swin did mess him. Not Swin, but Caveman did mess up Swin pretty decent there.
Yeah. It was a brutal affair. There was no death in the match, but
there was a death in the match, but it was on the Caveman's side.
Yeah.
Heck, Swin was saying GG at turn 3. You don't,
Yeah.
Swin, if you ever watch this, man, don't say GG at turn 3. The game can change very quickly.
Yep. But in reality, I kind of feel with this matchup is going to be a quite a bruising affair between the two.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a nasty match.
But I also believe as well, this will come down to positioning and endurance, because let's not clear out the bush here. Endurance that's going to be taken from both teams is going to be brutal.
Oh yeah, indeed.
And I kind of feel if this is a big if, mind. If Sven or Al have any attrition problems, I think the match will be over.
Oh, I agree. If, say for example, Blackport goes down, or if that Blitzer with Strip Ball Agi 5 goes down, Swin's going to be suffering a lot of stuff. But, say for example, CM Punk goes down, or the Ogre goes down, then the humans will definitely have a lot of issues. The biggest thing, like you said, is positioning, and how well people can play the ball. The Orcs don't care about the ball all the time, but Swin's been playing the ball with the Orcs, and been killing. He's been doing pretty good at both worlds, really.
Oh yeah.
Now I will say this. This is Gal's first playoff season, and he's fighting against Swin, which has been played. He has played in previous seasons. Has he been in the playoffs? I can't remember if he has or not.
No, he hasn't. This will be his first as well.
So both these coaches is their first playoff season. So this can go flip side anywhere. Now I will say this. Gal's ball play is way better than Swin's. Swin knows how to fight, but Gal knows how to play the ball. If it was an elf team, elves don't mind the bash because they run around and dash. Or pass. So the deciding factor for me is I think they're going to be tied for the first bit. It's going to go to overtime, and if the humans get the ball, they won the game. Because if they have their catcher still on the pitch, they're going to run him down the field, and that's a good chance that Bro going to get a touchdown. But Swin's a good coach. He knows how to defend somewhat against it. I mean, look at the game against me and him when I was able to run down the field a little bit. It took me a little bit more time to actually get past him.
Yeah, it took me a lot to even slow Gal down enough for me to kill and get a shock win out of him.
But I'm going
to be honest.
I'm going to lean towards Gal winning this game.
Yeah, and I also noticed the other factor as well. Petty cash might play a factor.
It's 50K, so it's not going to be a big deal unless they spend their own money.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's got 150K to play with, and
Swin has 120.
That's the thing. It's like, well, Swin cannot afford to. This is the thing about like when you're at the playoffs. Like, do you spend all your money now in the first match, but not have any for later? Or do you save it to a later match? You might need the advantage. So it's one of those question marks that these two are gonna have to think of. Is it worth me spending now or later?
Well, the question is, who would they be fighting next? If they fight against the undead, if they don't have petty or if they don't have spare cash, it could be something that's dire. If they're fighting against me, they're probably like, it's just elves.
Yeah. And for my prediction, I'm leaning towards Gal as well. I'm leaning towards him. I'm going for sorry Sven, but I believe this will be a 2-1 win. Viking or Elite.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 win as well, but I think it's going to go in overtime. Or a 2-2. then going to a win for overtime with the humans.
I don't see. I'll be honest with you, I don't really see any team going all the way like what happened with me and Formal back in season 3 with the kicking over the posts. See, they're going that far, but I could see this match being the only one that's close enough to even go that route. To be honest, if it goes that far.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a nasty game. It's gonna be a game to watch, just like almost every single one of these.
Yep.
But either way, let's move on to the last match, which is my match against Scythe now. It was you, but now Scythe.
It was me. Well, to be honest, I'll be honest. No offense, but if it was me against you, you would have a harder time. But I believe you against Scythe, I think you have a more better time.
Honestly, if I'm speaking the truth here, I would prefer to fight you over Scythe. Number one is because your claws don't really affect me. Your Mighty Blow does, but your claws don't.
Well, it's better than having a blocking troll with Mighty Blow.
I still gotta worry about a block, mummy. And I gotta worry about 2 of them. Well, not block mummies,
True.
but 2 mummies.
Well, that is true. I can't argue with that. But to be honest, under normal circumstances, it was anyone else playing the undead, I would say you probably might have a hard day. But this is Scythe, and Scythe is getting unpredictable at times.
He's unpredictable, but Scythe is actually a very good coach. He hides his strength, dude, with his sarcasm and his jokes, and he's trying to make you make bad decisions with his talking. I've known Scythe for a long time. I know his tactics very, very well. Heck, I've helped him kind of get better tactics as well. Doesn't mean you follow him, but he does his own thing. His team is scary. His team is straight up scary.
Oh yeah. I mean, 3 guard pieces with mighty blows and blocks, and pylon as well, which, to be honest, I think that's not the best thing. It's on the right. I thought it was on the mummy, but it's not on the right. That's fair. But to be honest, I really don't see your team struggling that much. I mean, let's be honest, right? He's got 3 very fragile players on his roster, which is the ghouls. Because we all know if ghouls get injured, they don't come back.
That is correct.
And to be honest, I can really see this team might have to sweat a point out of you. Those who don't know what that terminology means slow, steady, and don't really push the boat kind of tactics.
That is kind of the undead, to be fair.
Yep. That's why it's called a sweaty team. They sweat it out. They don't. Not what I would call like.
They are a bashy attrition team.
Yep. Not like the elves who could perform flashy plays and perform ridiculous feats kind of plays.
Yeah, and he essentially doesn't care about the ball. He just wants to kill. And he's going to fight my team, so he wants to kill all my elves. But granted, that's been everyone. So it's not going to change the fact of anything.
Yeah, but if we hop over to your team and we can have a look what you've got to offer in this mess. Because, to be honest, like I said, I'll be honest. Your team, yes, you don't have many skills, but you don't need that. You only need 4 or 5 players with the skills to do the ball work, and the rest just to protect them.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, you're right. You've got a very good couple of blitzers. One with Mighty Blow and Dodge, Sidestep. And the other one with Dirty Player and Tackle, which is still good if anyone's down.
There's no Dirty Player. That's a leap.
Leap. Well, the thing is, alright, you've got a player who's going to take out the ghouls, which is your top blitzer.
Yep.
He's going to be the ghoul killer, and your other players are going to be hard to pin.
That's true. They all have blodge. I have a strength up guy here. I have a sidestep, armor up catcher here. I got a thrower blodge. My blitzer's obviously. This blitzer is definitely the key piece of bringing on ghouls. He has leap, he has blodge and tackle, and this guy's my kill piece. He has mighty blow.
Yep, and that's going to be your strength in this match. However, the only thing I'm worried about with you is attrition.
Oh yeah,
This wouldn't be your
I agree. I'm not. Here's the thing: the entire season, I've been down so many linemen, dude. It's like, oh, it's a given now. I know how to play with down players.
I mean, I know the feeling. You've seen me throughout the season where I've been struggling to even get a full team for a freaking match.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I mean, it's gonna boil down to this: can you eliminate his ghouls quick enough, force him into a situation where he can't really go into a punch frenzy?
Mm-hmm.
In your case, can Scythe get rid of those 5 players, slow you down? Or can he force you into an attrition battle where he has the advantage?
You're correct.
That's the question. And I'll be honest, like I said, he's got a very deep bench of 13 players, which is pretty good.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say something to Scythe, and if you relay this message for me, Scythe, for God's sake, start spending your damn money. That's what's over bloating your team value, for crying out loud. Start spending your money.
I would definitely get rid of Frank the Tank and get another ghoul.
This is the thing with Frank the Tank. It's that Woman 8 that still makes him worthwhile.
Yeah, but
that's
he's
the
on
problem.
value 6. He's gonna be a huge.
Yeah,
target.
that's a problem as well. It's a huge problem.
Like I'd rather have a ghoul with armor value 7 than 6 and movement 7. It's not that big of a difference.
Yeah, like I said, spend your goddamn money, because crying out loud. I mean, that's what's buffing your bloody team value to the heights where they shouldn't be.
And that's true, 2K, man. He could fire Weasel as well, and he could get rid of Booger, but Booger's not really matter for this deciding factor of petty cash or whatever. I get 110 petty cash right now, which I might actually buy a couple more linemen, because I'd rather have linemen that don't have a loner versus linemen that do. And compared to 1,
Which is
2 versus that.
Like I said, this match is gonna boil down to how well your attritions are both on your side handles, and on his side, it's how much touchdowns can he get before he gets overrun.
Well, let's take a look at the regular season and look at the previous game when I fought him. That'll give you a good, clear indication on how the games can go. I think it was like 5 or something.
I think it was match 5. You two clashed.
It was a tie. Me and Scythe tied 2-2.
Unfortunately, that's not gonna happen this time. There's gotta be a winner this time.
Yep. I sustained a death. Wait. Yeah, I sustained a death because Bubble died.
Oh, come on. To be fair, you're an L. You're Pro-Elf. It tends to happen.
And Bubble's back in the game, and he still has block. Man, that's one thing that's been my entire issue with these Pro-Elves throughout this entire season. I get an elf, like a lineman elf with a skill, and then they die. It happens so many times. I think it happened like 3 or 4 times now. It's kind of stupid.
It happens, but that's the thing about Blood Bowl. It's like sometimes the game will kick you in the teeth.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb. But it is what it is. So I can't really vote here. I will say that I'm leaning towards Scythe winning this game, but I've been like that for most bashy teams. I'm gonna still play my best, but I am leaning towards Scythe beating me.
I would say this match, it's hard to say, but I'm gonna shock you, but I think you could win.
What?
It'll be 2-1.
You think an elf player can win? It makes me want to tear up. Everyone wants me to lose. Look at this. Look at this. I can see you, K-Man. Sorry, kill me some else, will ya? Like, what? Shut up, K-Man.
Well, being honest, I mean, I have been a veteran of these playoffs for many seasons, and different leagues I've been in, and I've seen like Pro-Elves. I mean, taken from a guy from experience who lost the first season to Pro-Elves in the final. They're a team that are hard to pin. That's the problem. Pro-Elves are hard to pin down.
I just need to sustain my armor like I did with Gal. Like, if I do that, then I'm great. I win the game. I doubt that's gonna happen, but you never know. Maybe I can get it like that again.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, if I'm speaking the truth here, I definitely know how a lot of this stuff goes. I've been playing. I'm the one that created the entire thing, anyways. I have seen victories from plenty of elves. I have seen plenty of defeats with plenty of elves. I know how elves work. I also know how Bashy teams work. I do say, for experience-wise, I have more experience than Scythe. Will that carry me to victory? That could be Nuffle to decide. I can play the game very, very well. I mean, I proved that against Gal when I had the advantage. And I proved that against other teams that outbashed me. I will play to win, like I always have. But the biggest deciding factor for me in this game is attrition. Can I survive the game with attrition? I have played it before. This is not something strange to me. Heck, I'm used to flipping and losing like 2 or 3 elves in the first turn of the game. But
Well, the funny thing is, before my computer meltdown, some of the commenters were asking, hoping for you to kill Juvenile. They were hoping you to kill him.
yeah, didn't I get him out of the game? I can't remember.
Yeah, you did. You knocked him out, and he was
Yeah.
out for the rest of the game. But
Yeah.
everyone was hoping for you to kill Juvenile, but that's not happening anymore.
Yeah, Juvenile. He's still alive, so he's fine.
Yep, and so many other teams in the playoffs be happy that First Degree's not in this playoffs, because they would have been terrified of him.
The only person that probably wouldn't be terrified is me, because I'm an elf. I'm gonna get punched anyways. Might as well face the reality of it.
Yeah. But one last question though.
What's up?
And the question is on the lips of everyone: who do you think are the 2 teams that are going to be in the final?
That's a great question. It really just sounds.
I mean, I can see you checked out my team there.
Yeah, I was just to give everyone an idea of what you were talking about. This is First Degree, the block troll with claws and strong arm, which I like that. Have a strong arm with a troll, throwing goblins.
It worked for me. I mean, I tried it in a test match, and apparently it gives them more room to play with. Because yes, you have to rely on the goblin not crashing.
Yeah. But here's one little thing for you, Black. If I fought you, say for example, this is just kind of like a fun thing that we can talk about, because this would have been our game. If I did fight you, your biggest 2 pieces is your troll, Juvenile, and your Skaven Blitzer, because he has Mighty Blow Tackle. Now, yes, your other players can be crucial, and you have a lot of linemen for me to punch through. This guy actually probably is going to get blocked or something. I don't know what you're going to pick with him. But if I was going to fight you, I wouldn't worry as much, because your goblins, I can just punch down with an average elf, or move them out of the way, or whatever.
Well, to be fair, I'm a goblin, so it's inevitable I'll get my ass punched.
Yeah. I think the attrition game against you would not be as more of a deciding factor as me against Scythe, because he has way more Mighty Blow and way more block. You only have 4 block pieces. Scythe has, I think, like 8.
Although, I'll be honest with you, one of the best highlight plays I have is Grand Theft for all these
6.
insane shenanigans he's pulled.
Yeah, that is true. He has 6 block players. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
I would say though.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's going to be a close match, but I still think you'll weasel out just.
I don't care about First Degree. Yeah, I agree with you. You don't have to worry about the claws. Mighty Blow you do, but the claws not.
And the block.
Well, most of those players are gonna have blodge anyway, so. But either way,
But
anything else you want to add off before we end the analysis?
yeah, who do you think will be in the final? That's what we want to know.
Without me being biased, of course, myself, because that's me. Who do I think is gonna be in the playoffs? Like for the finals? It's gonna be hard. I think there's gonna be really 2 big deciding factors here. Number 1, who wins the match between Pirate Joe and Roger? I think either one of those players can definitely be on that one thing right there, like that first bracket. And the next one is definitely going to be the deciding factor between the humans and the orcs. who's going to win in that. So I'm just going to take the gamble and go with the people I thought who was going to win. I said Joe was going to win in the Lizardman match, didn't I? Or did I say Roger? I can't remember.
You went for Roger.
I went with Roger. So I'm going to say Roger's going to be there. And I said Gal is going to be the humans. So I'm going to say Roger and Gal is going to the playoffs. Like the finals.
And I have a message for Gal, because I think you're the only European player left. No.
No, I don't think so.
Yep. The only European left, mate. So I'm rooting for you, buddy, because I don't want to be. I'm the only European, winner of the YouTube. Yep. I'm the only European winner for the YouTube League. I would like to have some company in that bracket, please.
Swin is German, dude.
Oh yeah, Swin as well. Yeah, Swin and you both. The problem is that they're both fighting each other, so it's like.
That's true. It's going to be eliminated to one. There's an Australian here with Malt. Does that make you feel any better?
Not really. He's the enemy.
He's the enemy.
It's an old rivalry between the Brits and Aussies, so it's an old rivalry.
Well, you can't really say the United States is a rivalry anymore because we helped y'all in World War I and II.
The main rivalry for Britain is usually France, Germany, and Australia. It's our main rivalries.
Yeah, now it's Russia and China. But either way, that's in this live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks all for watching. Just to give everyone a bit of another idea, this is the bracket once again. I'll give you 5 seconds to look at it. That's it. Thank you all for participating in the Lagged Out YouTuber League for Season 8. Good luck to everyone in the finals. And, yeah, you want to add anything else before we leave, Black?
Yep. I wish all competitors luck in the finals. And hopefully, I'll be back for Season 9. Hopefully, I'll be back for that to hopefully return to fight. Because I've got a big score to settle with a lot of you. Because after me had to resign from my position, I have a lot of scores to settle.
Indeed, especially me, because you were going to fight me. But either way, go check out O's channel for the regular weekly analysis. I don't know what he has planned for the playoffs. But either way, keep tuned on his channel. And we'll see you all again for the Season 8 full season analysis. Talking about MVPs, players of the year, like quarterback, catchers, blitzers, blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. So,
yep.
Thank you all for watching.
So,
what?
Yep, and don't forget, like I said, don't miss that final episode for Season 8 where we'll be doing all that. Should be interesting because there's a lot of candidates for certain positions.
Yep. Alright, last time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy, and we'll see all of you in the next live stream. Later.